Well, we're now on the 10th day of the expedition. We had a pretty busy 10 days. We started in Ulaanbaatar, where we saw the sights and went to a fascinating concert. And now then we moved to Hoft, where we saw Naadam, which was an interesting spectacle, as it always is, with some fantastic riding, archery, and the wrestling. We then headed out into the country, first thing we did was to go into some caves to see some extraordinary cave paintings dating back thousands of years, which we photographed and charted for the local study. From there, we went out into the Batar Mountains, where we met up with our horses. And since we've been there, we've been carrying out archaeology, botany, and zoological tasks. All have been pretty successful. One group of botanists actually went by foot and got right up to the snow line and found some fascinating plants. The zoology clambered up some pretty terrifying slopes and positioned the camera traps, which produced some interesting sights, mostly of rather curious-looking shepherds peering down the camera trap lens, and a few goats, but there was one snowcock, and we're hoping to get more with that later on. The other sightings included everything from possibly a wolf and possibly a Pallas cat, which is quite a rare animal seen at night, and then all the smaller ones, of course, the gerbils, the gerbab, and so on. The archaeologists have had an absolute field day. This place is littered with ancient tombs dating back to the Iron and Bronze Age. Dr. Munkbayer from the Hoft University is over the moon at some of the discoveries, which are new to him. You'd think that they knew all the sites here, but there are many that haven't yet been discovered, and certainly most of them have not been excavated, which is probably just as well. So it's a future job for archaeologists in the years to come. We're continuing to do that here, and we've now reached a small town called Bayanzurkh, which is really what they call a som. It's not really a town, where actually there's a little local Naadam going on tonight, so there'll probably be music most of the night. And of course here we're carrying out a clinic. We've already done one very successful dental and medical clinic up in the mountains, where people poured in from all over the place to have their teeth pulled out, and also to get free glasses. That's one of the things that we do. We bring out these reading glasses from Britain and distribute those. They were certainly very popular, and we'll be doing more of that in the future here. So the expedition's going pretty well. It's on plan. We've had one or two tumbles from the horses. The lady botanist from Mongolia got tossed in the air, but luckily not badly hurt. And one or two others have had tumbles as well. The horses are pretty wild and quite frisky, but nevertheless, most of them are behaving reasonably well. One just has to take great care with them. And so the trip now is to continue here and then go on to look for Sager's antelope further over in the east, which we shall do in a few days' time.
So over the last week we've surveyed several sites around the Hoft region of the Altai Mountains in western Mongolia. We've compiled a list of all the different species we've seen and documented them by taking photographs.
За энэ хугацаанд бид нар далайн түвшнээс дээш 2500-аас дээш метрийн өндөрт судалгаа хийлээ.
We surveyed on about 2,005 meters above sea level at this time.
Нийт 400 ургамал тэмдэглэж зураг авсан.
We surveyed about 40 species of plants and we took note of it and photograph of it.
Эдгээр ургамлаас 40 орчим зүйл ургамал нь нэн ховор эндемик улаан ном тэмдэглэгдсэн ургамал байна.
And 40 of those species are endemic to Altai Mountains in Mongolia.
Хоёр зүйл ургамлыг олж тэмдэглэсэн.
We found two species of plants and about 3,000 meters above sea level.
Тэдгээрийн төрлийн нэр нь бол Silene, Taraxacum.
And those names of those plants are Silene and Taraxacum. And I believe that these two species are new foundings that we find on this span of time.
My name's Fran McNichol. Usually I'm a colorectal surgeon in Liverpool.
I'm Yasmin Johari. I'm a specialist registrar in general surgery.
And we're here on expedition in Outer Mongolia. We have been looking after the expedition members, and we've also done a couple of community aid clinics.
In terms of community aid clinics, we've generally seen anywhere between 13 to 15 patients a clinic with a wide range of presentations, quite a few people, very young people with high blood pressure, and we've also had a few patients with poorly managed infections that we've had to treat or send to the local hospital.
Generally, I think it's been a really positive experience. It's been a great privilege to be here, to meet the people of the country in a different way and to learn more about their healthcare system. They seem to have some access to doctors, but not regular, and obviously have to pay for quite a lot of stuff. So it's been great to be able to offer them help and advice in return for a wonderful visit.
Yeah, it's fair.
He was trying to wrangle ball. Who did it? Yeah. Walk on. I smell soda with it. So told about you to go yeah. Yeah, it didn't go in. Okay.
It's just a bit swollen, isn't it?
So he went here and now he's losing all sensation around here. You can.
They're asking you.
What?
How about giving him painkillers so that?
Clean the area first, so it'll be a bit cold.
So
So he'll be able to feel pressure, but hopefully not too big. But we'll see. Afterwards, we don't stitch it up. Okay? Because what we want to do is let any of the infection that's still in there out.
please no scars.
Please no scars. Okay.
Pumpkin's normally numb anyway.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yep.
So we squeeze.
Okay, I'm just going to squeeze around it now. You alright, Matt?
Haven't fainted yet.
Just yeah, exactly. Just hear this bang from the cameraman. Probably mostly out now, to be honest. Okay, we'll tell him that the wound is closed. Well, not closed, but it looks like it's in the process of healing.
In about 5 to 7 days, that fluid is going to come out. Okay.
As long as whatever is in there is coming out, there's nothing really to worry about.
Oh yeah.
She says.
Yeah, she says.
So not
Oh, yeah.
We're at a small village called Bayanzurkh, and we've come over the mountains to here looking for burial sites and deer stones, and we've come across this quite remarkable one, and I'm going to ask Dr. Munkbayer, the archaeologist from Hoft, to tell us a little bit about it.
Археологч болгоны хүсдэг энэ одоо Баянзүрхийн цогцлбор дээр ирсэн байна.
We are in the hot prominences Mussumi Bayanzurkh district, and here all archaeologists dream to find deer stones.
За энэ дурсгал бол Монгол улсын хамгийн одоо тансаг дүрслэлтэй ийм одоо гожил хөшөө дүрслэлтэй.
This one's the most marvelous deer stone that was found here in Mongolia.
За буган чулуун хөшөө гэдэг нь бол дээрээ ингээд хүний одоо нүрийг дүрсэлсэн байна.
Usually deer stones on top have the facial features of a person's facial features.
За энэ дунд хэсэгтээ бол ингээд тэнгэр рүү дүүлж байгаа юм шиг одоо ийм хошуултаа бугад үсс байдаг.
And in the center area there's a deer that's that looks like it's going to the sky. The bottom area of the deer stone that represents the belt.
За энэ бол нэгэн одоо язгууртан гаралтай нийгмийн дээд түвшний хүн байсан учраас бүсийг нь бол ингэж хээтэй ингэж зүссэн байна.
If you look at the belt, you can see that this person was from nobility, seeing all the patterns on the belt.
So this is a memorial to a great chief whose burial mound is very close, that we'll be looking at in a moment. And in fact, it dated from about 1100 to 700 BC. It's Bronze Age. Monkmeyer says this is one of the finest, if not the finest, in the whole country. And you can see with care the designs that have been carved onto this granite deer stone. They show leopards, mountain goats, and then perhaps some deer further down, and then at the base you've got a belt with a couple of knives. So it's a quite remarkable piece of archaeology.
Behind me we have a burial tomb dating Bronze Age, 700 to 1500 BC. We think it belongs to a significant person.
We think, given the shape of the tomb, it could be a female person, because we've discovered over quite a number of graves or tombs that we've discovered over the mountains, some 30 to 40 kilometers of hard riding over these mountains, and we found that rectangular graves signify a male person and circular ones are female. This is the biggest of the finds we've had in what we have as what seemingly is the valley of tombs of many of these graves. This is one of the largest and hence warrants a study with the deer stone nearby. We will be investigating various measurements, and we're using dowsing techniques as well to locate the chambers within the burial mound itself.
Another thing we have to do here is to map out the site to establish the exact position, the size of the various constructions, and the bearings between various constructions. We basically stand in the middle of that mound, take some measurements from the centre, such as the radius to the outer part of that mound, the inner mound, and then we have there's outer circles which are peripheral to the mound. We take whatever radius, diameter, etc. to establish its true plan.
Right now we're sketching one part of the deer stone. On this side you can see different styles of deers. There's 4 deers on this side, and all of them have a similar design. Right here you can see the mouth, here are the eyes, then going this direction there are the antlers and the body of it. By doing this we're able to show the beautiful designs of deer stone.